Hello and welcome to today's episode of Thrive After 45. I'm Denise Drinkwalter, heart whisperer, midlife mirror, and mentor. And every week I am honored to share energy and space with inspiring guests whose stories reflect so many possibilities of thriving beyond 45. Together, we'll uncover the whispers of the heart, the power of midlife transformation, and the wisdom that fuels expansion. What happens when the very life you built with passion starts burning you out from the inside? Today's guest knows that answer better than most. Dr. Alain Salas, the mind clearing doctor, spent years living the dream, sailing the south of France, building a thriving practice in the States, and serving thousands. But behind the success was exhaustion, overwhelm, and ultimately a personal collapse that touched every area of his life: health, marriage, and business. Instead of staying down, he turned inward. And what he discovered became a life altering three-step system now used by over 4,267 clients across the US and Europe to break limiting beliefs, think clearly, and create success without burnout. He is a number 1 best-selling author, a chiropractic physician of 29 years, and the creator of the Goal and Success Clearing Method, helping ambitious entrepreneurs make more sales, achieve their goals, and grow their business predictably. And Dr. Salas has also developed the body clearing that helps release subconscious blocks causing mind body imbalances and addresses holistic chronic pain, symptoms, and diseases. I cannot wait to dig into this conversation today with you, Dr. Salas. Welcome to the show.
Well, thank you, Denise, for the wonderful introduction. And I can tell that you know your subject, right? And so I really love the way you introduce my work. And so thank you very much. And of course, let's do this. I'm super, like I told you, I'm super, happy to be here and also, to get going with you.
Yes. So let's go back on a little bit of your journey and help the audience understand. If there was a moment when everything came crashing down, was there a moment that you realized that your success was actually costing you your actual life?
Well, I don't know if it's, I'm sorry, I don't know if there's a
That's okay.
moment really. But
Yeah.
there's lots of outside circumstances, like within a year, I ended up divorcing, right? And I had a daughter. So when you divorce and there's a kid involved, it's never a handshake for sure.
Yeah.
And I got diagnosed with early stage of colon cancer. So here I am. You have to understand the kind of practice that I had, Denise, was to tell you, okay, to assess and address your chemical stress, your internal chemistry. And so I will tell my patient what to do to avoid chronic disease like cancer. And here I am, I'm getting sick, right? And of course, because of me divorcing and, I started to get depressed. So my practice went from, thriving to failing. So
Yeah.
just wanted to find solution for my problem. It happened that I'm a doctor, and the only things that I never really go deep into was the mind. It sounds crazy, right? Because the mind and body clearing is so important to me, and so I had to dig and figure it out. Okay, what is the mind, and how do we function? With the mind-body connection, and
Yeah.
how can we be successful? How can we avoid all those, relationship failure? How can we avoid the disease? How can we avoid, financial failure? And basically,
Right.
that's what started it.
I talk to so many people, not just women, but people in general, who hit these walls, right? And all of a sudden, it's almost like they can't breathe. They don't know what to do. They don't know where to go, how to move. How on earth do you begin to unpack when you are so far down in the depths of despair?
Well, there are several factors that are important. You have to understand that my mission in life when I was sailing in south of France has been given to me. And that was basically to keep it like in its core to help people via healing, right? So that's why I went to America and studied chiropractic. I was like 30 years old and things like that. So
Yep.
that's how I changed my life. So it's very important to know what is your mission in life.
Mm,
Because we talk about success and failure, but does failure truly exist? I don't believe so. I don't believe there's such a thing as a failure. Like what we call failure, it's our judgment in a way, but
mm.
through our difficulties, through our challenges, that's how we can create and born from the darkness. You see, when a woman carry a baby, she
Yep.
carry that in the darkness, right? And so
Yep.
that's how we can create, and life is always a rhythm, like if you hear the Walt Disney stories, or they will marry and be happy ever after. It's not possible. As we know, it doesn't exist because there's always rhythm. Because everything in life, from the atom to our perception of reality, is a wave with ups and downs. It doesn't mean that it's good and bad. It's just
Ooh.
simply positive and negative, and positive and negative. And so when you understand that, that's very important. That you will always have ups and downs, and they all serve their purpose,
Oh, I
right?
love that.
Number one. Number two, yeah, and number two, you want to make sure that you are not in a victim mode because
Mm,
otherwise you're not going to learn anything. So, what is being in the victim mode? It's like blaming on the outside world. For example, in my divorce, I could have said, "Oh, this is all my wife's fault because blah 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 blah," right? And so
right.
you never learn you never learn having that mindset, right? Because you cannot look, like you say, deep within and introspect and see what
Right.
the heck happened and truly understand that you're actually creating your reality in a way
Mm,
that your higher self is designing that for your own good, for you to become a better and a better person. So when you understand that ultimately you're not a victim, but you're a creator, instead of saying, oh, why this is happening to me always, you're just saying, okay, what is the lesson? What do I have to
yeah.
learn from that experience?
Yeah.
And when
Yeah.
you've got those two criteria, but you know on top of that what your mission in life is, there's no such a thing as retirement. There's no such a
Yeah.
thing I have no motivation in life, right? Because you know what you're wired to do. You know what you're wired to be. And if you are a truth seeker, there's no way that you can sit on your couch and watching TV and getting numb and becoming like a zombie, and denying life, even when you are older. Age is
Mhm.
only a number, I guarantee you that.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. When you talk about being the creator, I love to talk about through the lens of curiosity, that lesson that we get to learn. If we approach it through a lens of curiosity instead of why me? Oh, here we go again, because we create our own reality, don't we? Just like you shared. Yeah, love that.
I agree with that. What will I add on that? It's like when you do like technique like clearing, for example, when you become more at peace with yourself and your heart open up, much more. What's happening, you are more like the observer. So emotionally,
Mm,
you are not too much engaged with what's happening to you. So it's better, it's easier to see what are the lesson. It's easier to understand really the purpose of what's going on in that specific experience, right? And so
yeah.
that's why, the mind clearing was so important to me, just because I treat myself. but because it's so important, to understand the how, the why, and the what. And so from that, I created like a philosophy in a way, since in since everything is vibration, everything vibrates. We just cannot see it, but all atom, all life is in constant vibration. So vibration is a wave, right? So you've got
Right.
the positive aspect, which is the light, which is more about the mind and your thought. And after, at the cross line, the 0 point,
Okay.
that's where your heart reside. So you've got your thought,
Yeah.
you've got your mind, you've got your heart, and at the end, you've got your what you create, which is your belief, darkness. So the way creation, when we know when your purpose is, it's your why. Your heart is in your why. When you ask the question, why am I doing what am I being a healer, what I'm being a doctor, that's the why. Why, for example, as a entrepreneur, I want $1 million because I will ask people, okay, what do you want, right? And it's a very simple question, but sometimes they don't know, and
Yes.
sometimes the answer is not obvious. So you need to dig. And they tell me, want a successful practice because blah blah blah. My why, and you start to dig and go to the essence. For example, my why is to help people. Period. It's very simple.
Right.
The whys are always simple. And so when you know your why in life, that's your heart talking, and your heart is the master organ of your body. I should say the master organ and the master mind of your body.
Love that.
Does it
So
make
how,
sense?
yes, it does. And so how do you take what's in your heart and not have your mind fight it?
Well, because they serve different purpose. Like I said, your heart is your why, right? Your mind is the how you do things.
Hmm.
The heart is why do you do things, and your belly it's what are you doing, your creation. That's how it works. So when your thought, your feeling, which is your heart, right, of your
Yep.
emotion, and
Yep.
your action are aligned, that's what you're talking about. When they are
Yep.
aligned, when your how, your why, and your what is aligned, that's how you're going to be able to be unstoppable and accomplish so much more easily what you are designed to do and your goal.
Love that. And then when you get off the alignment, you get nudges or clubs to the head to help you realize, nope, you're going off. Does that happen?
Yes, yes, of course. But also, when you are not in the alignment, you're not going to be, it's going to be hard to reach your goal, right? You're going to
Yes.
have doubt,
Yeah.
right? And so that's what doubt is. For example, if I said, oh yeah, today I decided I'm going to start a diet. So that's in my
Sure.
thought, right?
Yep.
I'm going to start a diet. And
Yep.
after emotionally, I'm saying, oh, last time I started a diet, I was successful, but I gained the weight back. So my emotion and my feeling are not aligned with my thought. So maybe I'm not going to take even any action. Or if I take action, I'm going to be easily discouraged. And so when your thought, your emotion, and your action are aligned, that's how you're ready to accomplish anything you want, I believe.
Right. Right. And with your experience with the thousands you've worked with and continue to support in their journeys, do you notice that this alignment happens more strongly, more frequently as you continue to help them with their clearing?
Oh, yeah. Because what happened, for example, even with one treatment, we can clear that, right? So, in the case of a diet, for example, I took that example like this, right?
Yeah.
So, your thought, you're sure about your thought, by your emotion. So, we'll do in the mind clearing. We've got 3 steps. It's kind of when you compare the mind to a computer, it's kind of the
Yes.
same thing, right? So, your
Yeah.
brain will be the hard drive. The software will be like your program, and those programs are not you have been programmed all your life. Denise, you have been programmed. I've been programmed. Everybody watching that program has been programmed.
Yeah.
But it's at the subconscious level, meaning that we are not truly aware of. And we
Mm,
acquire those program mainly from age 0 to 7 years old because we basically assume that everything is our world is the truth. And so when you assume one thing a few times, it becomes a program in the subconscious mind. And those programs, we've got positive programming. It's kind of like when your mind is working for you and not against you. And you've
right.
got the negative programming, which is when your mind is working against you
Hmm.
and instead of for you. So it's basically this alignment. When you've got this alignment, when you've got what we call empowering belief, which is the positive programming, everything flow, everything become easier, right? And when you've got what we call the limiting belief, which is the negative programming,
Right.
well, that's why we've got doubt. That's why, we can sometimes not even reach our goal because there's a program, and it's not our fault. It's a program that
Mm,
will deny us. And so the mind clearing is designed for any program. When you've got a program in your computer that doesn't work for you, what are you going to do?
right.
Number one, you're going to delete that program. Number
Yeah.
two, you're going to go to the store and download a program that works for you. And number three, you're going to, in the screen of life, you're going to see the outcome, the desired outcome that you want. You're going to be happy with the result. And so those are the three steps of a mind clearing. You delete what you don't want, you download what you want, and you make sure that you're going to manifest or create that into your life.
Amazing.
And that's it. And so when you understand how the mind works, that is basically more at the subconscious level, meaning you are not aware of, just to give you a little bit nugget,
Yeah.
your mind is conscious mind that is basically your identity, who you think you are, what you are aware, your thought, your emotion, your
Right.
action, and yeah, all that. And so, and your subconscious mind, which we have been doing in your life from age 0 to now, and where those programs are also, all your skill as an entrepreneur or anything that you require skill in your life are stored in your subconscious mind. All the things in your body that happen automatically without you thinking about it, like your heartbeat, like your
Right.
breathing, like your digestion, are coming from your subconscious mind. And just to give you an idea,
Hmm.
according to who you read, your conscious mind is only 5 to 10% of your mind. And your subconscious mind is 90 to 95% of your mind. And yet, when you've got any challenges, any problem that you want to resolve, what you're going to do, you're going to focus on your conscious mind, meaning you're going to use only 5 or 10% of your mind power.
Amazing.
And that's the problem.
The big problem, right? So you as a support to tap into the subconscious mind, can people tap into their own subconscious mind, or is it something that's better done by the likes of somebody like you who knows how to do it in a certain way that actually accesses it?
To me, the holy grail of healing and
Yeah.
manifestation, it's when you tap into your own subconscious. So when I help people, I help them to heal themselves. I help them to manifest themselves. So we visualize, for example, to have a more like a practical sense of the way it's
Sure.
happening.
Yeah.
Well, you visualize, what you don't want. And I created a program. And so you visualize yourself in a context like, okay, wait, for example, boom, you visualize yourself, right?
Yep.
And so after we're going to delete that picture. Is a delete program and it's customized to you that I give you the technology, but you are going to send that program to what I call the past you in that picture, right? And
Okay.
so that's your own picture because it's your own subconscious mind. I don't
Right.
know what is your subconscious mind picture
Yeah.
for whatever things you don't want. I mean, only
Fair.
you can have an idea, right? And so
Yeah.
that's why it's so cool because I'm just only a guide guiding you to do the work by
Yep.
yourself, basically, because that's the only way you can really truly work and go to the cause of your problem. Because when you've got a problem, you need to know two things, Denise, to
Yep.
make sure that you don't have any problem anymore, that you moved on, that even you don't even think of that problem. you need to know what's causing your problem.
Right.
And number two, you need to know how to fix it. And this
Right.
sounds so simple, right? But if you listen every decision that you make and you say, okay, is it because of my problem?
Yeah.
And is it truly the way how to fix it? That will prevent you to go to take some paths that are not good for you or will take more time and they are not really the fastest way and the more comprehensive way to heal yourself or to transform yourself.
Amazing. Amazing. Makes perfect sense, especially when you talk about the 5% and 95%.
Yes,
Huge. Huge.
it's a no-brainer.
Ta-dam. I love that. Amazing. You continue to stay motivated to help people. Why? What is keeping you in that full alignment?
Well, I just describe it. My
Yeah,
thought, my emotion, and my action and behavior are all aligned. And if they are not, I will treat myself. And
perfect.
so,
Yeah,
and also, that's number two. Actually, number one is like you need to know what is your mission in life.
yeah,
Like I said, there's no really success and failure. But to me, there will be one failure. It's just not to know that.
yeah,
Right. And again, it's not about, oh, I want this. Okay, why do you want this? And you want
yeah,
to, it's called digging. So you want to dig. And there's also a technique that I use with my customer, my patient, depends what
yeah,
I do with them, right? And
yeah.
so we just go to a space like an alternate reality in a way, and it sounds like all voodoo. It's not. It's like a state of mind that it's less filtered by your ego. It's less filtered by that conscious mind, and you
Right.
can tap into and whatever picture comes to your mind that can really help you to know really what you were designed to, because we all have a mission in life. I want people to understand that we
Hmm.
all have, if you've got a spirit and a soul, you have a mission in life. There's a reason why you're on earth. When you find out what the reason is, and it can be different, for me it's helping people, for you maybe it's different,
Sure.
it
Yeah.
doesn't matter. But when you know that, after you cannot not doing it, you just have to do
Right.
it, and becomes, and what is supposed to be work is not working. It's
Yeah.
accomplishing your mission. It's serving humanity
Mm.
by serving yourself. Be the change that you want to see in the world.
Which is brings us back to the whole foundation of this show, because we do what we are going to be doing for you, by you, because of you. Your mission, not based on outside what we've thought all along. Because, as Dr. Salas said, we're using 5% if we're using just that part of the mind. We're missing out. And that's why our listeners love to listen to our show. And thank you, listeners, because of these nuggets that are alive and well and not talked about. So thank you for your time today, Dr. Alain. So wonderful, so deep, so rich,
Oh,
so
thank
much
you. It
more,
was my pleasure.
so much
There's
more.
more if you want.
Oh, there and absolutely. And the beautiful thing is that in our show notes, we have access, we will have the information that you need in order to access the brilliance, because Dr. Alain Salas uses 100% of his brain, not just the 5%. And we want our listeners to be able to increase their capacity for you, by you, because of you, and for no other reason. Find your why, which is not from the 5% of your brain, but from that full alignment that Dr. Alain has talked about. Are there any, you've shared so much. Is there anything that you would love to leave our audience with today? A nugget that you just want a seed to plant?
Yes,
Yay.
of course, of course. So let's zoom out. Let's zoom out, Denise, right? And so
Yep.
imagine that there's the sun, and the sun represent awareness, represent the divine, represent whatever you believe about something that is uh, um, higher vibration than you are. And after a spark of that sun will create your spirit. And this is all like, for our listeners, all like pure love, right?
Mm.
There's non-duality. It's a non-duality world. And after you've got the sky, and after you've got our physical you and me, right?
Right.
And so some people, the sky, there's so many clouds that they say there's no sun. The sun doesn't exist. I never seen it. I never felt it. And so what those clouds are made of, they are made of with negative programming, with limiting belief. And so when you start to get rid of some clouds in your sky, right, and you've got less
Yeah.
limiting belief, now you can have a glimpse at the sun. Now you can feel the warmth of the sun, and so you get excited because imagine just pure love. It's so great, and so you get more cloud out of your sky and less limiting belief. And after, at one point, like there's one point here, at one point you realize that you get more and more connected to your spirit. And at one point you realize what we call the awakening. And you
Mm.
awaken to the idea and to the experience, should I say,
Hmm.
that you are not only flesh and bone, you are not only 5 or 10% of your mind. You realize that you're truly a spirit living a human being experience. And that's a game changer because after that moment, you cannot go back.
Yeah.
You'll be changed forever.
Love that. Thank you for that visual. I could see it all as you were speaking. Thank you so much for your time, energy, and expertise today. I loved our conversation. For the listeners, if there was anything, multiple things that sparked within you, make sure you follow, share, like, give us reviews. We want to get this information out far and wide to help our fellow sisters. Take care of yourselves, everyone. And again, thank you so much for your time and expertise today, Dr. Alain.